How to become more secure after dealing with an avoidant. If you've been with an avoidant, you already know that it does something to you, not in a dramatic way, but you kind of start overthinking everything. Avoidant trauma makes you feel like you are always waiting for the next pullback. So today in this video, we are talking about how to undo that, how to rebuild your sense of security, and how to stop letting that relationship live in your nervous system. Because the truth is that you can become secure again, and you don't have to wait for anybody to actually validate it. Who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Dave and I like to talk about relationships and attachment styles. On this channel, I want to teach you how to understand attachment styles and how to become more secure, because I used to be super anxious in the past. The truth is that when you become more secure, you get a lot of clarity, and that's when your entire mindset shifts. First of all, avoidant trauma is very sneaky. It doesn't blow up your life. It slowly just rewires how you respond to closeness. You go from feeling normal to feeling hyper aware of every pause, every delay, and every shift in tone. You kind of get trained to expect distance. Your brain gets trained to fill in gaps with fear, and none of that means you are insecure. It just means that your system adapted to inconsistency. So we are going to train it back to the baseline to make you a bit more secure again. You cannot become secure if you are still living in the reaction mode. So avoidant relationships often put you in a constant "what did I do wrong" state. So the first step is learning to feel safe inside yourself again. So notice your emotions, name them. That alone calms the system. Secure people don't avoid what they feel, they just understand it, and then they choose how to respond instead of reacting just automatically. So anytime something happens and you get very anxious, just try to pause, try to breathe, and try to name that emotion, and that alone may actually help you. Very often, if you are in a relationship with the avoidant, actually you are not entirely yourself. So avoidant trauma teaches you to take up less space. You kind of start apologizing for basic human and emotional needs, and that's where the insecurity grows. So what you can do, you can stop performing for connection. The way I see it is that your needs are not the problem, the environment is the problem. So if expressing your emotions makes someone shut down, that's not your problem. In the end, if someone can't handle the real you, that's not a sign to shrink, it's a sign to actually upgrade your environment. I also need to mention that avoidant trauma makes distance feel like danger, and secure people do not think like that. They don't panic when someone needs space. They just kind of observe. When someone pulls back, the insecure response is to just ask yourself, what did I do? What is wrong? How can I fix it? But if you are secure, you can just think, you can start thinking that if this connection is real, we will reconnect, and if not, that's fine. So the more secure you become, you stop assuming that distance means rejection, and distance is just an information, and you get to decide what it means and not your avoidant trauma. Next, you have to reclaim your needs without any shame. Avoidant dynamics can make your basic needs feel like it's too much. If you want clarity, that's too much. If you want consistency, that's too much. If you want emotional availability, that's way too much for an avoidant. But the truth is that these are normal human needs, and these are secure needs. So becoming secure again is about reclaiming all of these needs without any guilt, because when you stop apologizing for your basic human needs, you start attracting people who can actually meet them. The good thing is that if you became more anxious after dealing with the avoidant, it's actually 100% reversible. It doesn't have to stay like that. Avoidant trauma hits harder than people admit because it changes you quite slowly, to be honest. You don't notice the shift until you are reacting to things that never used to trigger you. But none of these reactions mean that you are broken. They just mean you adapted to instability. Out of my experience, you can become secure again, and it's all about your mindset and your effort, because it requires some effort to actually reprogram your mind. It comes back faster than you think when you stop giving the avoidant the power over your self-worth. In my opinion, becoming more secure is a repetition, and that's it. You just have to slow down, you have to breathe, you have to pause before reacting, and you have to choose your peace over someone else's inconsistency. And that's the secure blueprint. Every time you regulate instead of chase, every time you communicate instead of overthink, every time you let someone have their distance without losing yourself, you are becoming more secure. It's not magic, it's reps, just like in the gym. The main takeaway I want you to get from this video is that if you are feeling broken after dealing with the avoidant, if you experience the famous discard or something like that, there is nothing wrong with you. Honestly, there is nothing wrong with having all of these human basic needs. Avoidants just don't know how to meet these needs, and that's it. It's not your fault. So keep your head up, because it will definitely get better with time. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this quick video was helpful. If you want to learn more about becoming more secure, and if you want to learn more about the attachment styles, subscribe to this channel, because I will be recording more videos just like that one. See you next time.